What's going on, folks? Nick Battle, aka Nino's Corner. First off, guys, man, go like. That shows your attendance here. So, hey, go give me a like. That shows your attendance here, man. Means a lot. Oh man, killer game, guys. I know I've been talking a bunch of shit this week, especially with my boys Chris and Seth. I know they are killing. Chris is at the game now, and Chris just texted me. So I got to hear Chris talk for the next, I don't know, year. But first off, guys, um, not in my normal, studio actually recording here in my other house. So if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, it's my wife downstairs watching the Georgia Auburn game. We're a big football family here. But man, hey, week 6, man. Oh man, Chris ain't allowed in the podcast. Yeah, he is. Chris is my dude. I got to have him back in the podcast. But just going through looking at some of the comments, man, it was a hell of a game. God, Lee, man, our defense could not stop a nosebleed with a box of toilet tissue. I don't know, man. It was ridiculous. Your offense scores 48 points, man. You got to be able to win that game. Casey balled out, man. He did a damn good job. Casey really balled out, man. Um, he said, "IT Mac, bro, I'm so mad I can't see straight. I have to drink my sorrows away." I'm gonna put that comment. Chris will appreciate this, Cody. Hey, Chris isn't allowed back in the pot. Nah, Chris is the homie, man. I gotta have him back on. Guys, that was a tough win, man. I mean, a win. Shit, not a win. That was a tough loss. A tough loss, man. Um, but kudos to Casey, man. Just a few things you gotta like about the game. Um, I didn't like Worthy fumbling the ball. Of course, I don't think anybody liked that, but I did like his comeback. Worthy definitely came back. I mean, he had a hell of a game, man. We had 261 yards, something like that. That fumble was costly, though. That fumble was a very costly fumble. Um, Josh Moore, there's a Josh Moore sighting today. Looks like we got an injury to Jordan Whittington, something that I think Texas fans are kind of used to, but something that you don't want to see because you just want to root for the kid so bad. Casey balled out today. People that didn't ball out, guys, the defense has to shore themselves up and get better. We need a better defense. Just a better defensive performance. That was not the defensive performance that we all wanted. I think after that first half, Texas, what were they up 28-7? So they were up 21 points. You guys hear my kid in the background. Sorry about the noise, man. I'm at my second house and not at my studio. But yeah, the defense was not on point today, man. I mean, it was just not on point today. They were on point for the first half. The second half, OU just came and did their thing. It was very depressing to see. God, Lee. Offensive side of the ball, man, the offensive line has definitely have to do a better job of protecting the quarterback, no matter who's out there. One thing you can say about Casey, though, you got to give Casey his props, man. Casey is a baller. Casey stuck him in the pocket. Casey took a ton of hits, man. I mean, he took a ton of hits. Casey balled out. I got to give Casey his props. Bijan balled out for the first half. He surely did. But the second half, it was evident. It was OU's thing was to stop him in the second half, and they did. And they said Casey beat us. And it seems like Casey came out. Wow, what the hell is that? So it seemed like Casey came out in the second half, and the offense was a tad bit sluggish, man. They were a tad bit sluggish. However, they did come on in the latter part of the second half, and they did their thing to actually tie the game up. But that game should never have been tied. Uh, One thing I did like about the defense at first, there's only a couple things I liked about the defense today, and it's not many, so I'm going to go through them first off. Um, the defense had a bend not break kind of defense at first. They forced a lot of field goals. There's a stat I think in the second half. Oh, you had 5 possessions in the red zone in the second half, and 3 of those were field goals, but they were deep in the red zone. 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns. That was something that I was like, okay, we can work with this. We know both teams are going to be very physical, and both teams are going to be very, potent just on the offensive side of the ball. But guys, what happened on the defense with those long catches, man? Oh man, Caleb Williams to Mims, Caleb Williams to the other Williams, I think, whatever. I mean, Caleb Williams is their quarterback. I mean, hey, Spencer Rattler. This is the second year in a row he's gotten pulled from the shootout, and it ended up helping OU. I mean, could we just let him get a couple completions so that so that he could have stayed in the game? We could have won the damn game. But man, I tell you, hey, man, it is what it is. You know, of course, I want my boys to win. I want Texas to win. You guys know I'm an alum, but a hell of a game, very close. I mean, this game should not have been the closest what it is. Um, let's have some comments. Casey represented himself very well. Was happy to see that for him and his family. Bijan a little underutilized in my opinion today. Would have liked to see him in space more. Yes, I was wondering too where Bijan was in the passing game as well. Bijan, he is a difference maker. He had a hell of a first half. The second half, it was OU's intent to stop him. And that's what they did. I mean, they put the clamps on him and they said Casey beat us. And Casey almost beat him. To Casey's testament, man. Casey almost beat him. Casey had a hell of a game, man. I mean, he passed for a ton of yards, man. You know, uh, just taking a look at just the yardage. I think Casey. I'm pulling up his stats now. 20 for 34, 388 yards and 5 touchdowns. Casey was not the problem today. Xavier Worthy, man, 9 receptions, 261 yards. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Worthy was that guy, minus that one play, man. Minus that one play. Brooks outplayed Bijan. Did he outplay Bijan? Or is our defensive line just that porous? That's the question, Vic. That's the question, Vic. Um, Vic, here's another question you got, man. Hey, look, our lack of pass rush made Williams look good. He had all day. Yeah, I mean, we had a lack of pass rush. Yes, I think we could have had something more exotic when it comes to blitzes. Just something, man. But hey, it is what it is. King Kunta, he said PK was a terrible hire. Dude can't stop the run. I'm not gonna say he was a terrible hire. Um, I think what we're seeing from Texas is that side of the line, we have definitely got to get better. We have definitely got to get better on the offensive side of the line and the defensive line. The guys who we thought were going to be studs this year on the defensive side of the ball, we were hearing all the practice reports on how great these guys were, and I think that was a product of them looking good against our offensive line. And not to say anything bad about our offensive line because I don't like to talk about our team like that, but it is what it is. We're just reporting what we see, right? And on the field, 70 and 69, we're getting beat continuously. Now, in saying that, Nick Bonino is probably OU's best player. He's going to be a high pick in the draft this year or next year. But he totally abused us this year, and he totally abused us last year. And Nick Bonino balled out, man. And it didn't matter who he was against. He took him to town. He just took him to town. Let me see. Texas T-Sip Central. So tired of this. 16 F. Let me take that off. I can't have that on there. 16 years. It's been the same. Okay. When is Texas going to recruit players that can tackle and coach? And yeah, you know what? That's a good point, Texas T-Sip Central. Our tackling was horrible. I mean, we had to have had, I'm going to say easily, at least 20 missed tackles. There was one play I counted 5 or 6 missed tackles. Um, and yeah, we got to tackle better. Vic, another thing, Casey bought out today when Casey was a dog, man. Anybody who thinks Casey did not earn this job, you're fooling yourself. This is one of the biggest stages, the biggest moments that you're going to play in the Texas uniform, and that's against OU. And hey, it is what it is. Casey balled out today, but the rest of the team, let's be honest, that offensive line, that defensive line, we have got to get stronger there. I think our secondary, look, guys, we got to look for the ball. I mean, those long bombs, from Caleb Williams to Mims and just the acrobatic catches that those guys made. Those are things that we can't have happen, man. We cannot have that happen, man. So, Gustavo, defense is our problem. Yeah, I'm with you, Gustavo. Defense is our problem. D-line gets no pressure. We got absolutely no pressure. No pressure. And you can't win games without getting pressure on the quarterback. That's something that we didn't do, man. PK didn't adjust. He did not. He did not adjust. But guys, so let's keep it real. When it comes to a quarterback who can run the ball, even the great Nick Saban. I mean, we all can say Nick Saban's the greatest. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time. And I don't think it's a question. It is what it is. He's the greatest, no matter what you think about Saban. He is the great. He's the GOAT at coaching. His thing that he says all the time, the hardest thing to defend is a running quarterback because they keep things in front of them. They keep the play open. They keep everything like ready. Um, but the thing about Caleb Williams, he didn't even run that much today, guys. He didn't run that much at all. The thing about Caleb Williams, man, Caleb Williams scrambled around to make plays with his feet, and there were opportunities for him to run the ball, and he didn't. So hey man, kudos to him too. He did his thing. True freshman, balled out. Didn't play any ball last year because of COVID. Comes here, true freshman, and the fans at OU got what they wanted. They got the guy who they wanted to play, and he came in and balled out, and he won the game. He was the difference maker in the game. But also kudos, man. You got to give props to Lincoln Riley for keeping his players involved, like engaged. I would have never thought Spencer Rattler would have came in on a 2-point conversion, and then to actually be able to get it. So, I mean, tough loss. Yes, man. Catch the wave. Tough loss today, man. Definitely, tough loss is crazy because the box scoring offense. I know. Tough loss, man. Terry Freeman, Casey and the wide receivers played great. O-line. Yes, Casey and the wide receivers, which is something that says a lot. That says a lot that your wide receivers and Casey had enough time, guys, had enough time to actually get the ball out. I mean, because our offensive line did not play well today, and it's been like that pretty much all season. And it's time for either some changes to get made or what. But we got to recruit better. If this isn't the game to where offensive linemen can look, who are recruits or folks who actually want to transfer. If this isn't the game to where these guys can look and say, I can go take that job. Put the film on and look. All these offensive linemen, we've got to get some offensive linemen. If this isn't the game where defensive linemen can say, and we got some great recruits coming in from Bledsoe to Tap to Zach Swanson, Christopher Ross. These guys know they can come in next year and they can get some PT next year because they got to be looking at that film and saying, man, I can do what they did and I can do it better. So we got to get some offensive linemen, man. So yeah, Terry, great comment on there. King Kunta, we should have played Sanders at edge and try to. Yes, you know what though, King Kunta, man, we got to look at this, man. This might be the game where this is time for Sark to say, look, stop playing the games with Sanders, put him on the defense. I don't need him at tight end. I need him to go havoc on the quarterback. This might be I think the turning point to where you put that guy where he should be, and I think we all know that he should be playing, like basically on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we got him at tight end, but if you watch his games last year in high school, the kid basically played wide receiver. He didn't have to block, he didn't do none of that, but he's a force to be reckoned with on like just on that defense side of the ball. And he's a 5-star kid. 5-star kids usually see the field at some time. 6'9" was lost. He has 6'9". If guys don't know who 6'9" is, that is Andre Carrick. Where's that comment at? Yeah, so 6'9" was lost. Unbelievable. Casey put up 388 yards with that kind of pressure. Yes, Casey had pressure on him all day, and he still delivered, man. Kudos to Casey, man. I got to give Casey props, man. But look, I don't like moral victories. This is not a moral victory game. We lost this game. We were up 28-7. We lost this game. And credit to OU, they came and took it, and we let them take it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm getting people on my timeline on Twitter that talk that S now, Nino. Hey, it is what it is, man. We got beat, man. Great game by the folks at OU. Chris is going to give me hell this week. Seth's going to give me hell. We're going to have a joint podcast again, and so it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So what do you guys' thoughts, man? I mean, what do you guys think was the turning point in the game? I think the turning point was Caleb Williams getting that 3rd and 19, 62 yards. It's not 3rd and 17, but I mean, it's 3rd and 19. So Caleb Williams getting that 3rd and 19, that conversion. I think that was the play that turned everything for me, man. So my wife, she's very encouraging. My wife's from Alabama. She's an Alabama fan. So we're going to, watch Bama today and hopefully they crush, A&M. That'd be a little bit of more victory. But she's like, baby, they're going to win. They're going to win. I'm like, look, I've seen this story too much. So I wasn't too comfortable with it. And especially at the halftime, when Caleb Williams came out slinging the ball, and our secondary looked the way that they looked, I was like, God, this is gonna be a long half, a long half. You guys saw me tweet like, I just wanted to get a field goal here and get as much time off the clock as possible, and we needed to milk some clock, but we needed to score as well, and that's something that we just did not do. Caleb would not go down. Several times we almost had him sacked. That's true, but that's a sign of a mobile quarterback, man. And when you have a guy who is mobile like that, it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, um, man, what a hell of a loss. What a loss, man. What a loss, man. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. It is what it is. Caleb would not go down. Yeah, okay. So it's hard to adjust the defense when the interior linemen are weak. And if I ever see Jet Bush in the game again, I'm not gonna hate on. But hey, you know what though? Um, yeah, our defensive line has to get pressure. Our pad length is not where it should be. You would think, man, that these guys would be able to um, get some kind of pressure, man. I just don't get it. I just don't freaking get it. I was expecting more from this team, especially after the big first half. I was like, they're up 18 points at halftime. I said, this is, I still didn't feel safe for the game. I said, they're up 18 points. This should be one of those halves to where they're like, you know what? It's time to do all gas, no brakes. And to the credit of the offense did do their, 48 points. What do you want more from your offense? I just like, who said that? Cody said that, to be able to have a guy put up 388 yards passing and have pressure in his face all game is freaking ridiculous. What else? Vic, why not load the box when Williams came in to stop him? And Brooks blitz Williams and make there's going to be a lot of soul searching. I think Sark even said in his press conference after the game, but this one hurts. But what Texas can't do is not let this one loss affect the next game. One loss can't turn into two. Got Oklahoma State next week. Got to take care of business. I think we can take care of business against Oklahoma State, but our defense, man, has to shore themselves up. I'm not worried about the offense as far as our skill players, as far as our quarterback. I'm worried about the offensive line, but I'm not. Our defense has to definitely shore themselves up because we cannot allow this to happen. I mean, we were up 30. What was the score? 35. What was it 35-17? I don't know. We were up. We were up at one point 28 to 7, and we let OU come back and take the game from us. So yeah, this is a game that I think PK is going to have to look at and say, hey, this isn't the air raid that you think you know. This isn't Mike Leach's air raid. Lincoln Riley is a different monster. Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, two of the best play callers in college football, and so these guys are different monsters. You can't roll out what you thought you were going to roll out against a Mike Leach defense and expect to win a game like this. Mike Leach, for one, at Washington State doesn't have the talent that OU has. And also, you don't have an overbearing amount of talent. Washington had the most talent, but they have more talent than Washington State did. You don't have the luxury of having the better talent from week to week. You just don't. We are Texas. Yes, we got a bunch of talent, a bunch of 4-stars, some 5-stars as well on the team. But OU also has that same comparable talent on the offensive side of the ball. So you got to be able to adjust, and that's something that we just didn't do. Who's the 8-17 boxing? Softfast prevent D. Missed tackles. Yeah, missed tackles, man. Missed tackles, man. Missed tackles. I would be interested. I would be interested to seeing how many missed tackles we had in this game, because I got a feeling we probably had, I'm going to say, a good 20 missed tackles. Yeah. Here you go. So yeah, here's some more comments here, guys. I'm just kind of scrolling through reading the comments as well. So KD35, I am the best. Nick Harris just said that fans overreact. Hey, offensive recruits saw this offense and was like, bro, I can ball out in this. And I'm telling you, some of the defensive recruits that were at that game as well, they're looking at like, man, look, this is the Big 12. This is the kind of ball that that gets played here, and not just in the Big 12. This is the kind of ball that gets played everywhere now. Look at the damn Arkansas game today. Arkansas versus Ole Miss, 52-51. I mean, that is the kind of ball that I mean. Look at Alabama; they're putting up 50 points a game, man. So this is the kind of ball that is happening around the country. A lot of teams don't have stellar defenses, but you would think that we've had some competent defenses that will be able to basically help secure a win when your offense does what they did today. Catch the Wave, what are your thoughts on the recruiting impact perspective? Like we just said, man, the fans, we always overreact more than the recruits do. It is what it is. We gave them the game, not just lost it. We gave it. I totally agree with you. 48. Here's a 40-acre addicts. 40-acre addicts dropping in moon and 40 dropping in man. Sad loss. Caleb and coming in. Period. Yep. Kennedy Brooks breaking off, then calling him down instead of fumbling. Caleb Williams third down. So, Cody, I'm guessing these are the plays you thought, which basically um, broke the game open. Yep, I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you, man. Uh, yeah, he should have got 7 more involved. I mean, I'm not complaining about the offensive production. I think his game plan was to go one-on-one against the DBs. He definitely did that, and those wide receivers ate today. We saw what Xavier Worthy did today. He ate today. Josh Moore did really well today as well. We got the tight ends involved today, but the wide receivers ate. They did their damn thing today. So, getting 7 involved, I would have loved to see Keelan Robinson involved, like more today too. But a very interesting stat, when it came to the running backs, only one running back got carries today, and that was Bijan Robinson. Rojo got no carries today. Keelan Robinson got no carries. Xavier Worthy got a carry, but from the wide receiver position on a swing route. I mean, on a jet sweep. And also, I think Whittington got a carry as well. But Bijan was the only running back to get carries today. Let me see. Will bounce back. Yeah, D Money. I think so. Chad Brewster. How can you say Texas is trash when it took every second? It took every second of this game for you guys to come win the game. Hey, this was a good game. I mean, both teams I think are even teams, and I think it's pretty evident by the score and this coming down to the wire. So I wouldn't call Texas trash. I would say that these are two evenly ranked teams and two evenly stacked teams. It's just that Oklahoma got the best of them today. And if it wasn't for a damn freshman, I'm not gonna say that, but look, Oklahoma did their thing today. You got to give them their props, but I'm not gonna say Texas is trash. Game was too close for anybody to say that any team was trash. We should never return a kickoff. I don't think. Yeah. Um, yeah, I got a good feeling that Texas has to hold on. We got one Big 12 loss now. What we got to do is definitely shore up everything, assure that we can get back into the Big 12 championship game. If all that can happen, man, yeah, I think we'll be seeing this rematch here in Arlington. You guys would have won if you stuck with Bijan in the second quarter. Well, so Chad, I think you mean the second half because Bijan had a hell of a yeah. There you go, Chad. I'm sorry, man. Abandoned. Yeah, Chad. I think you're right, Chad Brewster. Yeah. Um, Yep, Chad. I think you're right. If Texas would have stuck with the running game a little bit, but you guys, Chad, basically went to stop the run. You guys were stacking the box, making sure that Casey was not Casey, that Bijan was not going to beat us. And Casey had to make plays, and Casey made plays. So, yeah, it was a hard fought game, man. Kudos to the Sooners for winning that game. But I think Texas actually gave them the game, and it's sad to see Texas give them the game. Kennedy Brooks, Kennedy dominated. Chad, he did. We lost, but still the Big 12 championship. I don't have no injury update, man, on Jay Wood. I'm not an insider like that. Olin forced us to abandon the run game. Yeah. Eric Beck, any thought on firing the defensive coordinator? He can't fire me. We're 6 games in, okay? We're 6 games in. We're 4-2. It is what it is. Tariq, this L is inexcusable. The phone by Worthy. Take the fair catch. Yes. This is one thing. As much praise as we give Jeff Banks, and I'm a big Jeff Banks fan, this is one where when those guys are lined up on the end zone, this is one of those where you say, "Look, I don't care what happens with the ball. You down it. Let's live for another day, especially after the previous kickoff. I think Jameson took it out and didn't get to the 20. Worthy gets the ball. He comes out of the end zone. Don't come out the end zone. Down it. I think that's what lost the game for us. I mean, I think we had chances to actually win the game or to keep the lead. I think that totally swung momentum, lost the game for us. Um, yeah, Tariq, I'm with you, man. I'm pissed about that. Also, yeah. So Jay Wood and Jones, I'm not sure in Andrews, but it didn't look promising for Jay Wood. Three straight weeks where we've let teams crawl back into the game was due to bite us. Yeah. We got to get better on the defense side of the ball. Carrick and Jones got dominated in the edge. True. That is true. And guys, sorry for the sounds in the back. My kids downstairs. I'm at my other house, not my primary house, and upstairs, and I don't have my studio stuff. So I don't even have my microphone. So I'm just talking, and hopefully the sound is halfway decent. Jaron Thompson did not have a good day. Bad routes. Who's that? Kurt Copeland, Jaron Thompson did not have a good day. Bad routes while trying to make tackles. Also seems like Schooler misses 10 tackles a game. Man, we need some defensive help in the worst way, especially along the line. But I'm gonna tell you something else too, guys. All that stems from the defensive line as well. Defensive line, if they have a better game and get more pressure, it softens things up for the linebackers, soften things up for the defensive backs, and that's things that we just don't have right now. Um, that was my question, Nick Harris. If you're a recruit, are you questioning coaching? No. Um, I think it's a little too soon. I think you see the product on the field. So if you're a recruit and you see the Oklahoma game, I mean, so if you're a recruit and you see us versus Oklahoma and you're weighing in between both teams, do you question the Oklahoma coaching as well? I mean, they gave up 48 points, and it was what it was. Buddha, I see you, man. I ain't gonna hate. Hey, Buddha, I ain't gonna hate, man. Okay, Boomer, I ain't gonna hate. My cousin's a big OU fan. He's gonna give it to me, like pretty hard here. Our tackling is horrible. Our tackling is horrible. Isaac, I'm going to screenshot you on that one. Our tackling is horrible. It's been a problem not only this season, it's been a problem for the past 3 or 4 seasons for us. And I don't know if that's just bad tackling habits. I just don't know, but it's definitely been a problem for us. We've got to shore that up. That's something that is very unacceptable for Texas with the amount of talent that we bring in. These are players that everybody in the country want. Everybody in the country wanted BJ Foster. Everybody in the country wanted um, Jameson. Uh, Everybody wanted Alfred Collins. Everybody wanted Ojimo. Everybody wanted Keandre Coburn. Everybody wanted Overshawn. I mean, you got to understand these guys were 4-star, 5 stars, some high, like 4-star guys. So definitely, man. Coaching has to get better on that side of the ball, and coaching has to get better on the offensive line as well. But we got to start getting the talent. I think like on the O line to actually make that work. All these dive contact tackles aren't enough. Isaac, you're right. I'm going to highlight you again, Isaac, because that's a true statement. Um, yeah. Every time OU needed yards, Steven, let me highlight you there, Steven. Every time OU needed yards, they ran the same play, and at least 2 of those went for TDs. WTF? Yeah, and the last play of the game for Kennedy Brooks to run that ball in for a touchdown, that was just inexcusable, man. Like it's like we are allergic to tackling, and if we don't tackle better, it's not going to get better throughout the season. We can still put up the 48, 50 points and still have games like this. So we've definitely got to shore this up. If we don't, if we don't shore this up, man, this could be problematic, man. I mean, we've got to shore this up, man. We've got to shore this up. OU didn't even play their full potential, and still, I'm not going to say they didn't play to their full potential. I think when Caleb Williams, hey Buddha, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that OU didn't play to their full potential in the first quarter. Understandable. Caleb Williams got in, they played to their full potential. They did everything that Lincoln Riley likes to do. You run the ball well, and the pass is set up and predicated by the run. And you guys, Kennedy Brooks had a stellar game. You got to give Kennedy Brooks his props. He had one hell of a game, man. And so, yeah, Brooks beasted out today. And with the run being so great, it opened up the passing game for Caleb. And Caleb was able to have some one-on-one balls, and it worked out perfect. Texas played a perfect game. They didn't play a perfect game. They played a perfect first half. A perfect first half. That third quarter was horrible for Texas. I think we scored no points. And the first half of that fourth quarter was horrible. So we had a quarter and a half where we did not play well. And credit is due to the OU defense on that, the pressure. But I am not going to say that Texas had a perfect game. I'm not going to say that OU didn't reach their full potential. I think OU reaching their full potential meant getting Spencer Rattler out of the game. Spencer Rattler out of the game unlocked you guys' offense. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I could be wrong. Tough to Terry. What did you say? Tough to tackle for the back end when running backs make it through the D line untouched. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got no pressure, no run stoppage, no nothing. OU being lauded as national title contenders, and we are hung with them. Where am I at? Let's see. OU roster's full of kids from Texas, Oklahoma. Hey man, it is what it is, man. I can't hate on the kid for going to get a free education. I can't hate on him. Let's see, man. Other questions, man. We had no change of pace running back in the backfield, but Texas is trash for letting OU come back. Okay, I'm just kind of reading through you guys' comments now. Hey, Buddha, I said that. I said that earlier. I said Texas didn't give OU. No. No, I said Texas gave the game away and OU took it. I mean, I can say it's both. It's definitely both. Texas handed the game over in a nice package, and OU beasted and took it. I mean, not only did they take the package like this, they snatched the package and said, "Give it here." So, it is what it is, man. Um, the Texas quarterback is a really good player. Although the Sooners' game plan was to stop Bijan. Yeah, I think people are finally starting to see. There's a lot of questions and speculation on whether, like this team should have been handed over to Casey. Should have been Hudson Card. Hudson Card does throw a prettier ball than Casey, but Casey is a baller, man. He's tough as nails. He's the kind of guy that you want running your team. It seems like the guys actually respond to him, which I was very happy about when you saw him coming against Arkansas. They responded, and you see how they respond now. This was the game right here. It was at Renzo. Renzo, you're right. This was the game. DB's giving up 4 third-down bombs. That was the game. And it wasn't like dime money passes. These were like toss-up, give-me balls. Now, Caleb put him in a place where his guy could get him. But if our DBs had the opportunity or just turned and looked for the ball, we could have had an interception. We could have had a ball batted down. On some of those balls, like even the ball, I think it was Mims that caught it, and BJ, Foster was there. Like he didn't turn around for the ball. Dude, I would have just slammed the dude and just took a pass interference penalty for 15 yards. Take it. If you're that lost, just take the penalty. Take the penalty, man. This is not the NFL. You don't get the ball at that piece. You get the ball 15 yards extra. So some of these times you just gotta know the rules, man. Take the penalty, man. Renzo, Isaac, you're right. So Renzo, yes, bro. And why in the hell didn't he work in all the dynamic players have a problem with some dryness in the offense? Yeah, so you know what, guys, the offense did get a little dry there, got a little stale there in the first half of the fourth quarter. But yeah, it seems like Sark wants to run the ball. He tried to force feed the ball to Bijan, which is he is your best player in this offense. And OU was ready to stop it. So kudos to OU for winning the game. Nino's, what's up, Pete, man? Next week's game will be big to see how the team responds. Yes, that's true. But, the same thing that we said against the Arkansas game. The team responded well, coming out and doing what they did against Rice, doing the same thing against Texas Tech as well. So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to happen. Yeah. OU roster full of kids. DB's unable to locate the balls bad. Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Here's another question by Hicks, man. Ladarius Hicks, do you think Sark didn't make the necessary adjustments in the second half, or just couldn't make them all on top and them all at all to help Casey out? I think Starks, I think Sarks, he stuck to his game plan, and the game plan just didn't work out. Now we did have some opportunities. I thought we drove the ball pretty well in the third quarter, but it's like every time we drove the ball, we had a costly penalty that actually put us behind the chain. So, it is what it is, man. We're gonna make things better, hopefully here in the next week. You can't let this one loss turn into two. I think Texas is gonna do hopefully fine next week against Oklahoma State. It's gonna be a tough game, but kudos to the folks there, man, at OU for taking this game, man. Anthony Cook. Is it still Bijan for Heisman? I mean, Bijan had a hell of a game, and it is what it is. It's a whole season left, man. That safety class was historic. Today it got torched. Who was the safety class? Was Overshawn, it was BJ Foster, and it was Caden Stearns. So I mean, one got torched. Overshawn had a hell of a game. So Overshawn had a hell of a game. I mean, he plays with a bunch of intensity. Overshawn's that guy. Caden Stearns is making money in the league right now. So I can't say that that was a tough blow for us. Yeah, he's in the league making money right now. And had 2 sacks against he had 2 sacks last week for the Broncos. So so he made it to the league. Overshawn's going to the league. I think we know that. BJ Foster is the wild card there. But Texas is headed in the right direction with that coach. That's who y'all should hire before Herman. Texas will be all right. Y'all just won't beat them boys up. Buddha, I'm not taking that stuff, man. All right. Yeah, but it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Um. So yeah, all this DB talk, but if the O line didn't go to trash level, the DBs wouldn't even be in the field. Hey, it goes both ways, and it's not just the O line. I think it's the D line as well. So the D line has to get more pressure. Helps out the DBs as well. And so we got a lot of things that we definitely got to clean up. But it's definitely, guys, 3 things got to get cleaned up: O line, D line, defensive backs. I think our wide receivers played good. Of course, our quarterback played well. I mean, Casey's that guy. And yeah, Vic might sound like an excuse, but these aren't Sark or PK's players. They are trying to win with what they have. They will eventually get their guys and turn it around. Now, this is one thing that we got to look at. Is Texas going to get these players? Yes. Texas is definitely going to get their guys. You see a lot more fight in this team than you did before, but we have definitely got to get the guys that are going to run this offense and also actually run this defense as well. I think Sark is doing what he's doing, bringing in the speed, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Getting some dope wide receivers, man. Getting Thompson here last week. Getting who else, man? Winfield. Getting Jaden Blue, getting a Jamarion Miller. However, we got to shore up that offensive line, man. I know I keep saying the same things, but it's the truth, man. Just need a few more houses, Terry. You're right, man. More tackling drills too. Dante, you are so right on that. Let's see what else. More comments now. I'm gonna head out here, guys. I got to give you something to eat. I'm starving. Oklahoma ain't gonna do. It's just insane. Hey, I'm with you, Greeland. I mean, was it Greeland or Grayland? Yeah, but I'm with you. 339 rushing yards is just stupid ridiculous. Same thing would happen against Arkansas. It's just something that's just crazy, man. This is somehow both one of the worst losses in Texas history. Is still happy to see Sark's offense. Hey, but I'm not happy. My wife is like, "You guys play good." I'm like, "I'm not. I don't care. I'm not happy here, man." But worst line I've ever seen, and the defense quit. And you know what about the defense quitting? You go look at that last play when Kennedy Brooks is running the ball in for a touchdown to basically seal the game. Go look at some of the defensive backs. They were just like running right next to him. I saw 25 do it. I saw a couple other players. Like, they didn't even try. And maybe they were gassed. I don't know. But we got to shore up and get better, man. OU has a new quarterback. Rod. Oh, you got a new quarterback, man. They got a new quarterback, man. Dante, facts, Nino. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man. Oh, Rattler going to the portal. Now, this is why I need my boy Chris. This is why I need Seth, to come on about this, man, because Rattler is going to the portal. I might try to hit up Seth right now and get us a little talk in, man. Here we go. I'm getting. You want to see what I'm getting? I'm getting people. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at that. They're like, Nino, look at that, man. They're killing me, man. Is it? Hey, I deserve it. I deserve it. I talked to shit. I did. I talked to Chris, talked to Seth, me and Steven from Fanatic Perspectives. We were giving out that information, all that good stuff. And hey, I talked it. Now you got to back it up, and you got to eat them words, man. You got to eat them words. The entire game came down to the O line, completely falling apart. Yep, O line, and D line. That's what most games come to. O line and D line play, man. Got to have O line play. Got to have D line play. Vic, no, I'm not giving OU credit. I think we got too complacent. Yeah, I just think OU adjusted better. I just think OU just adjusted better. O was great. We need defense. Bingo. And if our O line was better, we could sustain some drives for a little bit longer. And if we can sustain drives a little bit longer, take some time off that clock, we can make some things happen, man. So how do you think this affects it? I don't think it. Hey, Isaac, games like this, man. This was an all-time game. Texas just happened to come out on the wrong side, but this was a hell of a game. Like I tell you, if I'm a recruit and I'm looking, if I'm a wide receiver or a running back and I'm seeing this, I'm like, you know what? I can play in this offense because I know Sark's going to scheme me to get the ball. But the offensive lineman, we got to get some offensive linemen. If any offensive lineman is out there and they're looking at this game, they know they can come in and play next year. They know they can. If you're a top flight tackle, you know you can come here and compete to get some playing time. And so for guys who are going to graduate early this year and actually be able to enroll in January, I'm looking at like, I'm going there. I'm going there to start. I'm going there to get my feet wet, hopefully play on offense next year, give me some snaps on like on the offensive line and just do me. Has anyone mentioned the second to last OU play where the Longhorns were just where am I at? Man, I got so many comments. I can't even read all these comments, guys. You guys are like flooding my timeline here. Has anyone mentioned the second to last OU play where the Longhorns were just scratching the ball while starting to walk? Yeah, my wife said the same thing. She was like, "This guy be crazy. It's like get him down, because that would have been a perfect opportunity to get him out of bounds or make it a longer third down, and we didn't. And Stogner took advantage of it, stayed in bounds. I think it went from being possibly a third and 8 to like a 3rd and 1 or a first down, one of the two. Recruits to see if they got the goods, you would play. No, Graylin, it's the wrong comment. Bro will be okay. Yeah, right. We're gonna be straight, man. It's illegal to start recruiting transfer. That might be the truest ass statement I heard all night. I'm still wearing my Texas Longhorn shirt and cap. You right, man. You right. And like my boy Big Dog, you know what I'm saying, from Alabama. Texas fans, you all like, gosh, shout out to Big Dog, man. I need to get a podcast with Big Dog. That's the homie, man. I'm still wearing my Texas Longhorn shirt. Great game, though. Probably the best rivalry game ever in history. Yeah. I mean, I thought last year that 4 overtime game would have been hard to overcome, but there was no crowd, right? Now we got a crowd in there, and it was a hell of a game. How does this affect Sark's career? It doesn't, man. I mean, it's just early. Defense held the field goals a lot. Could have been much worse. Texas is like the Atlanta Falcons. Can't trust them. No. Be quiet, Graylin. But guys, hey, man, I got to get out of here. I'm hungry. And I know you hear the noise in the back. That's my wife. She's talking mess about me too, I hear. But yeah, sorry about the aesthetics, man, and the sounds because I'm not home. I'm at my other house and I don't have my microphone. I don't have my backdrop. I'm in my son's play area upstairs. But I had to get on to talk Texas football for you guys, man. But on that note, man, I am out, man. Nino's Corner, I'm out. Like I tell you guys, do you, man. Don't be afraid to fail out, grow your environment, understand your brilliance, and I'm out. Salute, man. Later.